Let's go get some food. Let's go get some food. Let's go get some food. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get some food. I don't know, I'm thinking Taco Bell. I'm thinking some Bell de la Taco. No, Taco Bell. I'm thinking some Taco Bell. That's what I'm thinking. Good afternoon, everyone. We gotta wait for people to cycle in. So, maybe some stuff to talk about today. Yeah, not maybe. There is definitely some stuff to talk about today. There's definitely some stuff to talk about today. Oh my God. School bus, dump truck. We're gonna eat some food though. So I have a question. Who came in here just now and liked the stream? Announce yourself, please. Who came in here and just liked the stream? Thank you for the like. Please announce yourself. I'd like to, know who's watching and everything. I'd like to know. Appreciate it. Appreciate that I see. Yeah. So we're just gonna hang out and be silent. So I'm sure you know why I'm asking, because I'm sure you're fully aware. But your view was not counted until I said something just then. So yet you liked the stream. I saw the like go up, but there was no view. So you were in here and you liked the stream, but your concurrent viewership was not there. The like went up, even though you were in here. I could not see your concurrent viewership. Now, of course, now I can, and you probably know that. So that's the point. Is like, what is it that you're doing that you're coming in here and I'm not seeing the concurrent viewership? That's what I'm wondering. And also, I'm aware of a few other things that are going on YouTube, and they've been going on for a long time. So that's what we're going to get into talking about too. So apparently, for years. And this isn't just me. Like, Moist Critical covers this stuff, reacts to this stuff. Like, this isn't just me. It's the sort of thing where, essentially, he covers this stuff, and that's what we're seeing. Where, like, it's everybody's starting to become aware of this. Everybody's starting to become aware of the fact that we have content creators that are getting really upset that like something happens or something like that, and then they retaliate, and you know, I don't mean to like name drop or anything. I'm just saying like this is where a lot of the knowledge, like finding out about it, like just being exposed to it and stuff like that, and seeing it is through essentially watching him react to stuff. Because I think a lot of I think he has a similar voice where, you know, like he sees just all this crap going on, and he doesn't have any patience for it, and he's sort of monotone about it, and just like, that's the point. It's like, how can you not be? You know, it's so cringe, it's so messed up. And so anyway, we're talking about essentially the situation where apparently somebody was sued. Apparently Bungie or like this company that essentially you know, oversees their copyrights and stuff like that for Bungie, you know, for the music and stuff like that, apparently sued somebody, tried to sue somebody. I have to delve into that more, aside from just reacting to Moist on that subject, but I have to look into it myself. But apparently somebody was sued for 7.6 million or something, like just ridiculous like this, because of copyrighted music. And we've talked about how I really don't appreciate the fact that, you know, we're sitting here and playing a game, and just because I'm streaming the game and there's copyrighted music, that's not my fault. You know, like you have to have those warnings in there. Like, streamers are gonna play your stuff, and you want, it's the sort of thing with music, where essentially I get in front of you guys and I start sort of kind of singing and stuff like that, and doing my thing, but I'm not really, I'm sort of like lip syncing and the music's playing. The reason for that, the reason you can't do that, is because some company that oversees that copyright sits there and does things. They'll actually sit there and screw around. They'll actually be like, you know, they'll throw fake copyrights and stuff like that. They're trying to claim. Now, the reason they can get away with it with music, now, again, this isn't the artist most of the time. Most of the time, the artist understands that playing their music to your audience and them receiving it through you is actually a good thing, because then that turns them on to the music. It gets a whole new audience to listen to your music. But some evil corporations exist, and they just want more money, and they want to copyright everything. So essentially that's what's happening, and that's the point. Is the reason they get away with that is because music, they can say it's like you're performing it live. That's what they can say. So because there's these copyright things, and you know, essentially you'd be sitting there like doing it live and stuff like that, they can try to sit there and claim that you're giving some sort of live performance, even though you're not. It's not me making the music. In fact, I'm not even trying to claim that it's my music. You know what I mean? Like, I'm simply sitting there trying to get you to listen to it, trying to spread it around, trying to draw attention to how amazing it is and stuff like that. Essentially the same thing that a streamer would be doing with music in a video game, where they'd be talking about how good it is and stuff like that, and then they're just throwing copyrights on, trying to sue people. This makes no sense, and it's going to cost them a crap load of money in the long run. This makes no sense, and it will cost them a crap load of money in the long run. They will lose this battle. Yeah, they might win it temporarily, monetarily. They will lose this battle. That's the point. When you start talking about music and you start talking about this and that, you do the right things. There's a difference between some streamers sitting there playing a game and there'd be a warning message that says, if you're going to play this game, I just wanted to let you know that there's like copyrighted music in this, something like that before you play the game. And it flashes every time you play the game, so that way you remember, oh, I can go in here and turn on streamer mode. Which is why games started having this, because they're done with the nonsense too. They're done with the nonsense too. So, I know you guys haven't seen my face yet, huh? So, I don't know what else to say except that's what's going on. And there's been a lot of it going on over the years. But, like, I'm not oblivious to it. It's more like what they're doing to try to stop me from streaming is illegal. Like making, like filing false copyright claims and stuff like that. Like, that's the point. It's what they're doing isn't legal. And then they're claiming that, like what you're doing, streaming stuff like that isn't, or something like that. So I guess they're trying to take that up with YouTube, and YouTube, I don't know, is doing this or that and the other thing with your stream instead of communicating. So therein lies the problem. Therein lies the problem. And if I would have control panel open, this causes a problem. All the issues with bitrate and stuff like that when I leave control panel open for YouTube to communicate with me as I stream, can't do it. It causes problems. So whoever's doing this is intentionally creating a redundant loop, where if you leave that open, they'll sit there and try to ping your IP and figure out your location or whatever, what have you, and stuff like that, to just try to collect data or something like that. And at all the same time, that's how YouTube communicates with you, through that live control panel. How else are they going to do it? YouTube does not communicate. Period. End of discussion. And that was the whole point, was that even that was sort of what Moise was talking about when he watched this, when he essentially reacted to essentially the situation. He basically just was talking about exactly the same sort of thing, where he was met, essentially that was what it looked like, was the people at YouTube, like at the top, that they will not communicate, they don't care. And that's why, my message is what my message has been for years and years and years. I recognize bad management when I see it. And I did not expect to start live streaming and run into bad management. But I did. And it's so obvious, it's so, and it's been that pretty much just the whole time. Just simply them just choosing not to do things. Kind of harass me and mess around with my stream while I'm live, and then kind of laugh about it, have meetings, have people in there to watch it and laugh about it too. Actually come in and do things to the stream while you're streaming and stuff like that. The amount of times I sent on a report to YouTube and then proceeded to get harassed by like random accounts nobody's ever seen, I've never seen, nobody's heard of. And you know what I mean? And almost as if to justify it, they go and show up on Cookie's channel and his chat or something like that to try to justify that they do exist or something like that. It's all just part of YouTube's bad management game, where somebody at the top he's dug a hole so freaking deep, he's still digging. And he's all the way at the bottom. Meanwhile, everybody's still standing at the top trying to say, hey, stop. Hey, we're all moving past this. You need to stop. And he's digging that hole so deep. So this is literally just somebody at YouTube and doing all these things, essentially, and it's like, no. I get it. You don't want a problem either. But you need to realize that there are ways that we do things, and there are ways that we not do things. And the amount of times that I sent a report into YouTube and checked that box that says email me, and there's just nothing. YouTube doesn't want you to call them. Do you guys remember when I was really kind of going at it on live, and then like I was yelling about it, and I was like, this is so obvious, it's them, and then people came out of nowhere and sent me. I was like, I should just go into the headquarters and just show up and ask them what the hell. Somebody came in chat and literally sent me the address. It's like so obvious, dude. Yeah, literally, they came in chat. They came in my live chat and sent me the address. I'm just like, how? Yeah, really? Oh my gosh. Anyway, sorry, I didn't fish you guys forward again. You guys don't want to stare at my face all the time. You want to stare at scenery. But yeah, a lot of that's been what's been going on, guys. I don't intend to get in front of you and complain about stuff. It just happens, you know. I find out about this stuff. Stuff happens. You know, the intent is to just stream with you guys. But then, you know, we get on and it happens, and we have to talk about it. All right, I gotta get some Taco Bell here. I'm trying to reach into my pocket. I left it in my pocket. All right. And so I got $12. What can I get for $12? $12 budget here. Let's see.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. What can we start for you?
Can I have a chicken quesadilla?
Would you like the meal or just a chicken quesadilla?
Just the quesadilla.
Okay. Anything else for you?
That's it.
Would you like a medium drink? It's only $1 right now, or a freeze?
Is the freeze only $1 too?
Yep, the freeze or a regular soda.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Only $1, huh?
Only $1.
Give me a freeze then.
Okay, which one would you like, Baja or dragon fruit or strawberry?
Actually, I'll take the strawberry.
Okay, you got it. Anything else for you?
No, but you can tell them that you sold me on a freeze. That's awesome. Thanks.
You're welcome. And would you like any sauces with that?
No, that's it.
And it comes to $7.41. Would you like to run up to $8 for student identification?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you for donation. $8 at the window.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Man, what a positive, bubbly, good employee that is. Okay. I got enough. All that was only 8. Only ended up being 8. Hey.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay. We're getting a strawberry freeze. We're getting quesadilla. It's gonna be good. Thank you. It's so bright red. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Look at this. Look at, it's all red. I love to see that. I love those bright colors. That's a great way to sell a product. You want to sell your product better? Have like a make sure it's like bright. Make sure the colors are bright. Like you know what I mean? And then they illuminate the logo with the bright color. Really smart. That's good. That's good, man. That's good. We gotta find a place to park here. I'm not parking next to that. There's a car with like tape all over it. We're not parking next to that. Here. We'll park in front of it on the other side. Look at this car. Hold on. This car. Tape. No on the front. Just, man, what did they hit? Or how many things did they hit? Anyway. Oh. So this just comes out right like this. About like this. Oh, that looks good. Oh, look at that. Oh, that looks good. There are times where I don't necessarily get the best ones, but when they're good, they're good. Okay. Yeah, probably could have went a little bit harder with the they probably use a little pizza cutter or something for this, but because the bottom of it's not cut all the way through, but it's cooked. It's cooked. There's been times where essentially what happens is it's very obvious to me that they didn't like the temperature wasn't enough or something when they clamped it and didn't do it long enough and it wasn't cooked enough, but this is. It does have a crispness to it. One thing I will say though, if I'm being overly critical, I'm not gonna eat that. I'm literally just not gonna eat it. It's just shell. No. So like, this is the issue with fast food is it's sort of made in a hurry. It's made really quick. The ingredients are what they are. The portions are what they are. They're supposed to be what they are. They're supposed to fill the thing. They're supposed to go all the way to the edges and stuff like that. Now, when you have something like McDonald's, with McDonald's, listen, I worked for McDonald's for many years. Okay, so I could say certain things, but it's more about the fact that with McDonald's, you can literally look at that menu walking in. All of us that live here, we just know it, that the stuff looks totally different than how it looks when you get it, right? We all know that, right? A lot of times, that's not the case with Taco Bell. It's certainly the case with Arby's, though, isn't it? Now, I like Arby's food, but let's be honest, when you get a sandwich of beef and cheddar at Arby's, it's not, there's no way. It's like sticking out the sides. It's like there's sauce everywhere. Do a drive-through Arby's sometime, and you'll find some fun stuff. It'll be interesting. But anyway, a lot of the stuff's done really quickly. You have dispensers and stuff like that. And if your product doesn't go all the way to the edge, where essentially when I'm biting into it, I don't get every ingredient in that product, a lot of the times that's the issue. Now, with Americans, this isn't as big of an issue because Americans aren't prudish, typically. And when they're biting into something, they take just enormous, they're fat, usually. They take enormous bites. So for those of us who are these things, for those of us who care about quality food, we care about our intestines, we care about things like that, we care how bloated we feel later. When we eat food, we really do notice how it is, how it's presented to us, and you know, as I get older, I order less and less condiments on things because I just don't want all that sauce. I really don't. So, a Big Mac. I'm sure it's no mystery to you guys that watched that. A Big Mac has patties. A Big Mac has 2 patties. These are the same patties that go on a McDouble, and they're the same patties that go on a cheeseburger. They're one and the same. So you're just getting a McDouble with some lettuce on it and some Big Mac sauce. Big Mac sauce is very easy to make. It's actually very similar to fancy sauce. I'm not going to tell you what's in it, but you can probably figure it out. It's not hard. I'll bet you if Gordon or some of those chefs with like really good palates sat down and just ate some Big Mac sauce, they could sit and just figure out every single ingredient. It's not that hard. Now, again, with Big Macs, the issue is that oftentimes the people making the sandwich put entirely too much shredded lettuce on it. So then the shredded they literally will just pick up an entire. It's like when you go to Subway, and they think you want a shredded lettuce sandwich. This is one of the first criticisms I learned as a sandwich maker. I worked at Subway a long time ago. The first criticisms I learned is if you have big hands, you really got to be careful. Yeah, it's the people with big hands. You're just putting so much lettuce on there. And so the Big Mac, it is actually, they taught us, it was actually what fits inside the little, if you set a little flurry lid down, like get a McFlurry, set it down, like turn it upside down and set it down. Take the shredded lettuce off of one side and put it inside there. That's how much shredded lettuce is supposed to be on each side. So they're supposed to evenly distribute lettuce on the bottom and top, and then they just flip the whole thing over. It's assembled. Most sandwiches are assembled upside down. So essentially that's the point is, it's not very much lettuce, yet they're putting too much on. And, that the way it's set up, it gets so dirty. Most McDonald's would hugely benefit from a sneeze guard. You know, let's Subway has, where there's a thing that goes up and down to cover the whole. McDonald's does so much business. That's why they don't have one. Because they'd be like, well, we'd never use it. Good point. So you have to ask yourself, if you're doing so much business that you can't keep your condiments together, like onions and lettuce and pickles and onions, and like it's just everywhere. And this is a lot of the issue. This is why you'll get a pickle with a hole in it. Because that pickle's been sitting in onions. And the onions burned a hole. Like it. The pickles come in a giant plastic container that they stab and empty the pickle juice out into a sink. And they just take your whole hand and fill the thing. It's like people think that this stuff is like, the patties are literally just frozen in a damn box. I'm not giving you trade secrets when you can just literally sit outside the place and watch the truck unload. I mean, it's like they act like somebody couldn't do that. So the point is, like, it's not really that much different than what you can do at home. In fact, what you can do at home is way better. So we should expect a lot more And you know, you're getting frozen patties and stuff like that. No, that's not fresh. And yet half the time Gordon goes to these places and he's like, wants fresh and he wants fresh. And what's the way he turns them around? He flips a restaurant literally just by making them do fresh every day instead of ordering and endlessly filling a hole, a void of endless, huge orders, massive waste, and ultimately to unhappy customers. Fast food needs to figure out a proper way. Subway does it right. But for the most part, McDonald's and the rest of fast food need to figure out a healthier way to get fresh food locally. That's it. It's all you have to do. Get ground beef. Make a damn pate. Teach these people how to actually make a burger. It's not hard. Seriously, you just roll some ground beef. You might get some mustard. You might get some, a little bit of zest or something in there. You get some onions maybe for certain ones. I mean, McDonald's could really step up their competition if they did that. And the thing is, it would actually be worth the price. Right now, it's not. Yeah, you're paying for shipping costs and stuff like that. And the little logo that goes on the cup that you get. I mean, so everybody, all these fast food places do it. They all order from trucks. And that's the point. The moment that the restaurant starts doing what the fast food place does, it doesn't work. You see these pizza places start getting lazy and their pizza's greasy and floppy and stuff like that. Like, that's actually pretty good. I mean, a pizza is normally floppy. This is holding. I have to search for a place that doesn't do that, that makes it right. Fresh. Yeah, you see all these guys, they get all these deliveries from like Roma and stuff like that. They're just ordering just crap loads of frozen stuff. And then just heating it up. Yeah. So, oh, which, by the way, they employ thieves. Roma does. Yeah. Long story short, I left my class ring at a restaurant when I was younger. Long story short, left my class ring at a restaurant when I was younger. Ended up working at a local pizza. It was actually right around here. It used to be right there. I worked at a local pizza place, and this guy he was a real Sicilian. He taught me a lot. And I ended up running into this guy that owned the restaurant that I left my ring at. And he kind of messed up with what he said a little bit. He, I said, oh, wow, really? I said, you own that? I said, I've been trying to find, I said, I tried to contact them like right away as soon as I realized I left it there. I said, I called back like right away. And like I told him the whole story about what happened. And he actually said this. He actually said, and I quote, because this guy's the owner. He said he owned it. And he was delivering for Roma to our place. So that was the point, was that I was talking to the owner of this place finally. I like met him just by chance. I was just talking to him and that's the point. It was like, so I told him about this. And you know what he said? He actually said to me, he said, oh yeah, I think I threw it out. Yeah, I had it until recently. I think I threw it out. First of all, nobody throws away however such and such carat gold ring. Secondly, nobody sits there and actually says, I think I threw it out. Like, that's a blatant lie. Everybody knows that. You say something like that, it's like, okay, you just lying. I think I threw it out. And he made his delivery as quick as possible and got the heck out of there. And I didn't see him after that. Nope, they had a new driver on the route and stuff like that, all kinds of stuff. So apparently they employ thieves that claim to be restaurant owners, but and the restaurant didn't do too well, I guess, when he was there too, because the new owner ended up saving it. But anyway, long story short, a very, very nice lady found it at a pawn shop. I shit you not, a very, very nice woman found it at a pawn shop, found me, said, hey, I think I have your glass ring, found it at a pawn shop, and she actually sent it to me. I mean, I feel bad because this employee's car, and I was making fun of it. Now I feel bad. I mean, I've had cars that look like shit, so I feel bad. She probably like, it's probably like the weather or something. The weather's crazy around here. She probably that. It's fine. Yeah, I was making fun of the bumper. I mean, it looks pretty bad. It's just got tape and stuff on it, but I'm sure she probably makes fun of it too. I would. Yeah, I would. I used to have on my old car, I had a mirror that like was like really messed up, and I had to like tape it. It was just like that. It was Gorilla Tape, because that's the only tape that actually lasts in the weather. Oh, yeah, duct tape will just come right off. So anyway, this was good. This was good. And but yeah, like I said, we've all had, you know, crap cars that we've had to like tape up, or I mean, I'm still, you know, once in a while having to do stuff here and there. But I mean, it's obviously not like, you know, that sucks having the stupid bumpers. But most bumpers these days, like, it's a lot of times it's those stupid plastic fasteners. You know what I mean? Like, you get plastic on plastic. It's just gonna rip right out. Ooh. That feels good. Good stuff. Leb Okat. Taco Bell. Leb Okat. So anyway. We got food. That's the important thing. And also, keep in mind everything I said too. That it's, you know, something's got to happen. Now, I hope with this new CEO, that's sort of the direction we're going. That's kind of the point. Is it's a rebrand. It's a new look at things. It's a new face. It's a new tone. And so I hope, that you know, it's a good thing. I hope that, you know, in good faith, this the new YouTube CEO. I hope that you know, in good faith, that things get better, and that we stop essentially dealing with this. Like I said, the team that's looking into it, but you know what I mean, like, that's between them and whoever, you know, they end up finding out who's been doing it, you know. And aside from that, I just hope that, like, that's the point, is that everything gets better for everybody, so that we we can have, like, here's what YouTube should do. YouTube should have some sort of hub or some sort of channel where we can go, and it's like a message board channel where they can be like, well, this is what's happening with the servers today. This is why your streams are, or maybe today's good. And then that way you can deduce the situation a different way, or just something like that. The whole point is essentially to figure out at any given time why things are happening the way they're happening. And so YouTube would really, really benefit from some type of system, give and take system, where they could just post things and we could see them, we could read them, and get that update. That's the point. And so I just I think that's really important. And so is eating food. There's like these storm looking clouds that have been rolling in for a while. I'm trying to see how close they are. I like me some storms. You guys ever watch storm chasing and stuff like that? But yeah, anyway, so I was eating for a sec. One thing I wanted to say too is that with the whole fast food thing, deducing that, looking into that and stuff like that, I agree with it. I mean, people were saying that to me as I worked there, and coming up to me and being like, "This is what I got," and it's like, well, what can I do about it? I would typically just try to be as positive and turn it around as much as I could. It's the sort of thing where I just kind of apologize that they weren't happy with their food. They ultimately weren't happy with their experience. And then just try to make it better somehow. Like sometimes I'd have little coupon cards on me, and I'd just be like, well, I don't want to give you another sandwich card because you weren't really happy with the sandwich. But do you get our McCafe drinks? Or something like that. And then I'd offer them a card or something like that. And sometimes the people really appreciate that. Some people would feel, I could tell they'd feel bad immediately and sort of kind of just be like, no, that's okay, and just kind of walk away. I feel like that's weird. Take the free drink, man. Take the free drink. Take it. Just take it. It's free. Should have taken the free drink. Anyway, with fast food and stuff like that, when they so first of all, when they're shooting these ads, and taking the pictures of the food, it's plastic. They actually pay a factory or something to make that, and then they just use that for the it's not real food, and that's why you're not getting what you should be getting. That's kind of my point with them too. Originally was well, why do you do that? Well, that's the point, because if you didn't, you'd have to push, take a Big Mac for example. You'd have to push the ingredients to one side. so that it looked like it was coming out. That's what you'd have to do. I've done this before. Like I physically looked at the Big Mac and looked at the other sandwiches and tried to get them to look like it would fill the bun and stuff. You can't do it. You really can't. The one that does is like the quarter pounder and stuff like that. That actually does. Part of the issue is it's a clamp system. When they're grilling, it's a clamp system. It is squishing them. So if it's not calibrated right, like let's say they cook the meat on the wrong setting. First of all, it should never be black and it shouldn't be paper thin. It should have pliability to it. It should still be like a meat patty, but a very small one. It should never be black. I saw that one that he was looking at. They overcooked that and they put it in there when they should have thrown it away. That it like literally it's that simple. And so like that's the point. And she got a pig with a hole in it or something. That was the point, was that so many things were wrong with that. The bun looked kind of dry too. It just looked like it came from a situation where essentially it was really like nobody was doing anything, or they were having all the employees work on something else instead of the food, so they were irritated when they had to come do an order. It literally is the politics behind the business. It's literally all that. It's literally as simple as making the employee care about what they're doing. And too many people in that environment are yelled at. Like the amount of times where I was sitting there and like I'm just working my ass off to get this shit out. Working so hard. Calling for this meat and this meat, making sure it's and then we get a bus. Yep, then we get a bus. Or we get like 3 or 4 pickup trucks full of freaking teenagers from Spooky Nook, because we were like right next to like one of the biggest like outdoor like spooky things. We get so like it was just such a big store. And so like the point is, when somebody asks me why they're waiting on like a certain type of meat or something like that, and they're like a manager up front, I know they're just being a certain way. That's the point. Why would you ask? Why wouldn't you just take the steps, move on, and say when, and just be like, well, when can I expect it or something like that? That's a normal response. Asking why means that later on you want to have some follow-up with somebody else about waiting for meat or something. It's literally just all politics. And so this person is constantly feeling a certain way. They get mad and they start slamming stuff around. The amount of times that McDonald's like created a really tense situation, and I was verbally screamed at by a manager of the same level of me. And for no reason either. Yeah, for literally, mainly because they weren't doing what they were supposed to do. Mainly because it looked bad on them, so therefore they were screaming at me to try to get everybody else to think it was, yeah. And I know I've given this example before, but, one of the examples was a time where it was so busy, and then our bun thing went down. Can you imagine if the bun toaster goes down and it's busy? So, of course, the GM goes back there to handle it, because that's the point. He wants to get that thing up. Let him, that's the GM. Let him do it. Yeah, what are you doing? So then, because all these other shift managers kiss ass all day long and literally just follow him around like a little, like it's so terrible. The person that was the person that like gave me some problems before too, literally left her position on the floor. And mind you, I was trying to run a drive-through. She left her front position on the floor to walk back into the kitchen to stand there and stare at him as he's getting the bun thing fixed. She's not doing anything to help. Meanwhile, there's all these customers up front that could maybe be getting drinks, be dealt with and stuff like that. And she's just standing there staring at what he's doing. And he's not managing this. He's just continuing to do the one task he's trying to do. So the point is, he couldn't split his focus in that moment to see what his managers were all doing. And then I came back there to find out where the hell my other manager went. So the point was, I was literally standing there calling her name over and over again. Every time I say that, that's her name. I'm not going to say her name. What? That's how she answered. Literally top of her lungs. Right in front of the GM. The GM didn't do anything. He literally just gave her a look and gave me a look and proceeded to do it. Yeah, that's the point. He never did a single thing. When they acted out and they were out of line, he never did a single thing about it. But the moment that a guy did, whoo! So that's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. He felt a certain way about essentially the female managers, they can get away with whatever the fuck they want. So it's literally just, and that was the issue. I guarantee you he'll argue this to his grave probably. But it's literally that simple. And I recognize a problem the very second I walk in the door. And I was beating this into, literally just hello, do you not recognize this problem? Literally saying it over and over and over. You don't do this. You don't do this. You don't freaking hold these people responsible. So they just say it's me. That's why it's still happening. You don't hold these people responsible. So they just say it's me. So that's why it's still happening. You don't hold these people responsible. So they just say it's me. So then you wonder why I don't want to stay at that store. You wonder why I want to go to another store and try to help them open a store. And then they had an immature GM, even younger than me, that had way more of emotional instability issue. Way more. I mean, you guys know about how essentially all I was trying to do was tell her I needed a McDouble. And then when my own boss, as she put it, didn't answer, I started making it myself, as most of them would do. And then she literally just yells in my face. All red in the face, screaming at me. What are you doing? Well, I asked her for a McDouble. No, you didn't. I actually did a bunch of times, but I don't just yelling all red in the face. It was literally because all the bosses were there and she was in the kitchen and I was up front and she's the GM. That's what it was. She was irritated. So I was up there and I was running the floor really well and this bothered her. That's it. Pretty sad. I love it when people are good at their jobs. That doesn't bother me. This is the problem. All these people that stayed at McDonald's over the years know that seniority and kissing ass gets you somewhere. That's the fucking problem. Hence why we are where. That's exactly why it was where it was. So they're trying to create scenarios where it's just endlessly somebody else's fault to do this or that so that they could just get a position or something like that. And meanwhile, this guy that could work circles around anybody and he could even compete with me. He was faster than me in the kitchen, and that's typically didn't happen. Really typically didn't happen because you guys know I'm high energy. I have a much longer stride than most people. I can move around pretty quick. And he was faster than even me in the kitchen. And this guy put 110% every day. And he was overlooked. He went to that store with me too. He had similar issues. And he buckled down and he stayed with it. And he eventually ended up at the same conclusion, I think. He just left the company. He did it several times too. So the point is, they overlook and use people that are actually good at their jobs. So they've all left. That's why it's failing. That's why it's not working anymore. A lot of the good people have just left. So that's that. I was tired of lying to people. I was tired of sticking up for a company that flat out just, the entire time I'm there, I don't feel like I want to be there. I don't feel appreciated. The entire time I have to show up early just to do a checklist that's overlooked, that other people criticize. The very second that I say anything that I want to do something, it's literally patronized. It's like, oh, why do you want to do that? Like all these other people have ideas and they follow them out and they don't work. I have an idea and it's like pretty much never, because that's the point. They know if I have an idea and it works, I look good. I get promoted. Suddenly I'm like a district manager above him. Just because I had a good idea. Because they know that's how it works. Because I'm smart. So therefore they sit there and they play these fucking mind games with the smart people. I saw plenty of smart people that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they do. So that's the, this is the point. I literally, when I was in my management training courses at the corporate office in Philadelphia, I told the big man, I actually told him in class, raised my hand in front of everyone. These are college level courses being taught at their corporate offices. We're all managers. I raised my hand. And I said, can you come to my store? Because that was the whole point. And everybody laughed. They thought it was funny. That's fine. But now take it seriously. You can laugh at it and think it's funny, and that's great. But now I want you to take it seriously. And I went to him afterwards, too. I met with him after the class, too. And actually got with him one-on-one and said, well, I just want you to know I was being serious about what I said and really think there's a serious problem with our stores. And I think corporate needs to look into it. Do you know what he did? Told me to tell my district manager, who I was talking to about it, who wasn't really helping. It was very obvious to me he would do various things to kind of, get me to just kind of shut up a little bit. I wanted him to actually deal with the problem, so that I could go to work and actually work instead of, oh, I go to work and have to listen to your bitching and your bitching and your bitching and your bitching. I just want to come to work and do my fucking job. Oh, we're out of something? Oh, no, something needs cleaned? Sure, I'll go do that. Yeah, not a problem. If I don't get it done because we're busy, though, I do not want to hear bitching. If I get pulled from this job or something like that and it doesn't get done and somebody else has to do it later or something when we're not busy, I don't want to hear bitching. It's fast food. We get busy. Customer comes first. That's it. It's like when you work at Walmart. It's like when you work at Walmart and you're expected to get like this and this and this and this done. You got to get it all out on the floor by X amount of time, get it all done. Like when you're an unloader, when you're a truck unloader. And then they just expect you to do all this in X amount of time by the end of your shift. Or, you got to stay or something. It's like, Customers in that store. And I'm wheeling merchandise out on pallets, which, by the way, is an OSHA violation. But they're having me wheel stuff out on pallets and set it on the floor so that people can stock shelves. Okay? So not only does Walmart get away with many, many OSHA violations on the frickin' daily, but at the same time, I'm expected to hurry up, possibly run into customers, and if I go slow, because the point is, I don't want to stop a pallet that's several thousand pounds, several inches from a customer, barely. So I'm going to go slow. I would think the people at the higher ups, the tops, would respect that and understand that and thank me for that. But then you have these jackasses on the store level that don't fucking understand how it works. And they just want, oh, faster. Oh, you have to stay. They don't actually get their fat fucking asses out of their offices to see how fast you're actually working. They don't time you. They just look at you. They're fucking stupid. Yeah, bad managers are managers that will look at you and determine you're not fast. They won't actually time you and see how long it takes you to get things done. They're fucking stupid and they're lazy. That's a bad manager. There's so many of them. And the amount of times that I felt pressured to do something unsafe in Walmart, in Target, in like these big fucking companies that I've worked for, just because we want some quota. We're not going to hire more people. It's all about cost. We want to put more money in our pockets. You should be able to get it done. So this other store gets it done. Why can't you? So then it becomes about that. That's ridiculous. Higher volume store, more fucking people in it. Simple as that. Not every store layout's the same. Well, they started sort of kind of working on that because that was a really good fucking point. The layouts are different. But some stores, they're still pretty different. Here's the thing though. I flat out quit. Like, just walked the hell out because of how bad they made me feel. Day after day after day after day of essentially telling me I had to do a bunch of stuff while taking me to do other stuff. And then telling me I still had to get my first stuff done before the end of my shift. No, you just took me to do a bunch of other shit. Now I'm doing that instead. I don't have to do this other fucking shit by the end of my shift now. You do. You're the manager. I wasn't a manager over there. We're not talking about we're talking about when I was an employee, and these dumbass fucking managers literally can't manage. They can't recognize how much workload something is to what you have done. That is literally what you fucking go to school for. So why the fuck are so many goddamn managers with business management degrees working at Walmart that don't know what the fuck they're doing? Well, because they're assholes that just sit in college and pay for it. They don't actually fucking retain the information. They're just a bunch of douchebags that say I have a piece of paper, so I deserve this job. Jesus. Meanwhile, when I was a manager at places, half the time I would have the shittiest crew. They'd give me like the worst employees and expect me to do something with it. Half the time they weren't even there. And then I'd have to do their job because they call off. That was, man, that was... But seriously, no, there's a bunch of idiots that just graduate college. Listen. What happened at UCLA should show you just how smart college folk are. I'm being serious. The protesting, the absurdity, the ridiculousness behind the UCLA protesting should show you just how fucking stupid people that go to college are. Oh, we're protesting, so therefore nobody can go in. That's not protesting. That's just being an asshole. It's not protesting. This is being an asshole. That's called being a terrorist. And then consider what they're protesting, that whole shit. Yeah, so they're kind of acting like the thing they're sort of protesting against. Like that's the stupid thing behind that. Like they're protesting this shit, yet they're acting like the thing that they're standing against. You are literally preventing people from essentially like literally just living out their like that whole walk without seizure thing. This is like literally you have the right to pay money to a school to give you an education and then walk onto that property to use it. So you just preventing people from doing that, you're really stupid. Like, I was watching that and I was looking at every single one of them that was like marched off, like looking at them, remembering what their face looked at, going, you look kind of fucking stupid. This is the point. The fact that you guys feel so insulted by people on the internet calling you stupid that you want to go do dumb shit. Yet you could just be smarter. You could just do things that are smarter. Anyway, I'm not going to give away any McDonald's trade secrets or anything like that. I don't really have any to give away. But I do think that, there's a real problem, and it's not the manager's fault that essentially they turn into different people because of the company. That's my opinion. I personally see a bunch of really good people that were probably really good people when they first went into that company. And now they are completely changed people because of the atmosphere and disgusting, avenue that company essentially forces upon you. Where essentially the customer is never wrong. Well, that was some of the shit that I saw, was that we were getting so many trolls that were just trolling the system to report things just because they didn't like somebody that worked there or something like that. And then the managers that were old, the older managers don't understand the internet and the new stuff and trolls, and they were so oblivious to this. And this is the point. Like I kept saying it's not true. Like literally that never happened. This fucking person, none of this happened. Like they would just submit things just completely untrue. And it was like so many of them. And so like that's the point is they were really oblivious to this, and they're they couldn't possibly just. I assure you they could. It's kind of like the guy. It's kind of like it was like one of my last days there. My last third shift anyway. And this guy, oh man, he really wanted his French fries, because let me tell you what, he threatened to kill me because his French fries weren't ready. French fries take 3 minutes to cook. Yep, that's all you gotta wait. It's all he's wait. It was literally waiting less than 3 minutes, and threatened to kill me through the drive-thru because his food wasn't ready. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know why I really threatened. I mean, I just assume that's why. What's up, everyone? Tired of looking at my face? Let's go look at scenery. I'm just kidding. That's what you're all here for. You're all here to listen to what I got to say. This is a busy day. This is a busy day. Yeah, it's pretty busy. We got all these potholes here. All right, I'm gonna face you guys forward a little bit. How's that sound? Appreciate all the likes, guys. I see those likes. I don't see anybody in chat, but I saw a bunch of concurrence. Oh fuck, I see you now. Oh my god. What the hell? Chat wasn't working. Looking good, seafood, beautiful weather today, the biggest flaw with fast food chains. Hold on. Biggest flaw with fast food chains is the hiring system. New people get treated awful for the most part. Just depends on area and chain. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, chat wasn't working. I didn't see that. Yeah. I was treated very poorly when I was first hired. And I mean, it didn't stop there. But yeah, I mean, especially when I was hired, for sure. I remember there was a situation where, because of the employee that was working, he was insulting me and other people in the kitchen. And I don't take kindly to that, like, at work. I'm there to work, and you're just, like, insulting me. Like, he was, like, saying I was, like, slow and stuff. Like, he's an employee. He shouldn't really be... And that's the point, is, like, literally that's all they ever do. They just call people slow, and they call, like, the managers doing this, like, constantly. They're just literally insulting people. It's an entire environment of insult and nastiness. And so, like, this guy was doing this. This was one of my first days there. I'd never even really seen him. And I was gonna leave. I was just gonna leave for the day. And then right as I was getting ready to leave, I was getting irritated, so I was taking my apron off. I threw it down on the table, and then the one manager that was working told me he wanted to talk to me. I was like, all right, that's fine, we'll talk. They pulled me in the back with another manager that I didn't really know, which was his mom, and him. So this guy has some sort of like instability or something like that, and he's working in the kitchen forever at McDonald's, and he's just insulting people, and they just let him do this. He doesn't have Tourette's or anything. Yeah, he doesn't have Tourette's. He's just there insulting people, being nasty. So that's the environment that's causing it. It's him. So anyway, he did this, and instead of diffusing the situation, what they did is backed me into a back corner and talked to me in the back with nobody else around. And then, like, they were all standing around me, blocking. Like, I was in a corner. And he was, like, clenching his fists the whole time. Yeah. If I were a cop in that moment, like an off-duty cop, and it was, like, my other job or something, I would have arrested him. Or detained him and asked him why he was clenching his fist at me. I shouldn't say arrested. I would have detained him and asked him why he was clenching his fists at me. I'm like, well, I was a little concerned with you. What is this? Look at this tree. Is it supposed to? Oh, it's on the line. The tree's actually like on the line. It's like on like the power lines and stuff. Yeah, there was a tree back there. It's like sort of like kind of like on the power lines a little bit. You want to hear something really funny? This guy that was behind me was like right behind me until he realized that we were recording. Now he is like so far back there you can't even see him. So this is the point. This is what people do. They'll act like fools until they realize that somebody's, you know. So like that's the point, is like he wasn't doing anything. He really wasn't. He wasn't doing anything, not yet. But the point is, let's just get so used to forward and go as fast as we possibly can and pressures to go. This is everybody. This is why people are like pulling guns on people driving down the road and shit like that. That's why. Oh, he cut me off. No, he pulled out and you happened to be in behind him. Slow the fuck down. Calm down a little bit. Jesus. It's a fucking road. People are gonna pull out and drive. Yeah, I saw this. Like, you know, I watch some body cam stuff here and there, and you know, like I saw this one where I saw this one where no lie, that was what it was. This guy cut this guy off. But that's why he cut him off. He actually cut him off specifically to get out and shoot at his car. That's all he did. And then the guy drove off down the road and called it in. But obviously nobody saw it. It was in like this area. Nobody saw it. But yeah, like it was kind of obvious what happened. You know, based on what they saw and everything. And then the other guy kept changing the story too. But the thing is, this is my point. Is I wanted, you know, I've always wanted to draw attention to this for the people that might be watching, where it's sort of kind of happening to them a little bit. My message to you is, don't be the person that does it back. Don't tap your brakes. Don't do this or that, because then the moment that you want to, you know, you want people to help you, essentially the moment that you need somebody to help you in those situations, you won't get it because you essentially instigate it. And that's the point. You can't be doing those things. You can't do something like, you just have to drive down the road. And so that's the point, is that the moment you're doing that now, like I've said before, it's a little bit different if you're driving down the road and the person just starts doing it. And that was kind of what I wanted to get across to you guys, is that sometimes I'm literally just driving and I just see it. But yeah, like if you're sitting there and you're like you're tapping your brakes and you're like, and then you wonder why this guy behind you is getting a little irritated. Well, it's because he almost ran into you several times. Why are you doing that? Stop doing that. So that's always been my message with the other people too, and this is why people dislike and hate and stuff like that, is because I'm the middle of the road guy. I will literally tell you both people are at fault here if both people are at fault. And that's the point, is like in a situation like that where you are also tapping your brakes now, you're just doing it too. You are doing it too. There's no difference, because you are also creating a similar situation where it's dangerous. You're just doing stuff with your car you shouldn't be doing. So that's the point, is a lot of what I see and wanted to sort of kind of spread awareness on is essentially just, I'm just driving down the road and it just happens. Like literally, I'm just driving down the road going the speed limit, and this is triggering to people. And that was kind of what I wanted to show you guys, is just that so many people, too many people, especially in certain areas, get way too used to going over the speed limit. And that's the new normal. They get used to just driving down the road like 10 over or something like that. So somebody's actually hovering sort of under the speed limit a little bit, around the speed limit. They do not want to match your speed. They want to get behind you and show you that they're irritated that you're doing that. And like they'll swerve back and forth, and it's stressful. You know, the idea that somebody's trying to pressure you to go faster. Well, what if I have to stop really short for something in front of me? Now you're gonna hit me. That's why that's stressful. You know. Yeah. You know, maybe there'll be somebody on the side of the road sitting there, just sitting there. Rarely, but maybe. And then because you're swerving around and you're so close to me, your visibility isn't there. But just because you veered over to the right, you just like ran over like a person or something like that. He was like sitting on the side of the road because you were too close to me and you could. So like that's the point, is like that's obviously a really worst case scenario. But this is why you don't do this, is essentially you have no visibility when you're right up on somebody. You can't see what's going on the other side of that car, and you also can't stop in time. So that's why you don't do it. And it's also like I've done things where, like in the past, where if I see somebody doing that, I'll just pull over and let them go past. But like when you're in the middle of traffic and there's just cars everywhere, you can't really do that. Yeah, he's just gonna go do it to somebody else. I'd rather him do it to me. He's just gonna go do it to somebody else. And that's what's irritating. When I see them pass me and speed off down the road, it's really congested and really busy, and I know they're just going to do it to somebody else now. That's what's irritating. You know, I want them to think about what they did. I want them to be like, well, maybe I was kind of being an asshole there, you know, or something like that. That's the point, is to get people to think twice about doing it, you know. The amount of dash cams people have, the amount of things that people have on their car to record with these days is insane. I mean, you do that with something that's like 2022 or newer, there's already a recording device on it. So, like they're doing it to a Tesla or something like that, they're just gonna get all your, get you acting like an idiot. That's all it's gonna happen. They're just gonna like get the footage. So the point is, that, you know, like as you guys know, the point is it's not just me. You know, as with a lot of other stuff that I've noticed, it's not just me. I'm one of the only ones kind of just calling it out. You know, and that's my voice. Is just that, you know, to a lot of you out there, it's not. You're not alone. It is happening to pretty much everyone. And why was the stream cutting out? Do I need to send an email to find out who was pinging my IPs while we're driving here? Do I need to send a couple of emails today? I think I do, because I just sell that shit. And we got full service, so somebody is sitting here trying to hack, ping the IP, they want to figure out where I am or something like that. Yeah. This is all being investigated now because somebody's been trying to do this for years. So there's a federal agency investigating. Like you should not fucking do this shit. Just don't sit there and do that. You're stupid to do that. I'm just putting that out there. So anyway, that's my point. Is my message was always just that you're not alone. You know, everybody else. You know, I see, it happens to me too. And you know, essentially, if somebody's doing that to you behind you, just don't do it back. Just do what you have to do. If you have to get called in or something like that. But that's the point. Is too many cops these days are saying, "I can't do anything about tailgating" when you call it in after the fact. So guess what? I'm going to show you just how dangerous this is. And any cop that would actually see it, they'll immediately, any cop that this happens to, they'll be triggered and like pull you over and stuff like that. So the point is, yeah, that's the point. The point is, they're going to say after the fact, well, I can't really do anything about it if you was just tailgating. This is all hearsay and stuff like that. Well, the point is, we're recording it when they're going to say that. And, you know, that's the point, is maybe they can't do anything, you know, because that's just how the law works. So the point is then, fine, you know full well you would be just as triggered and immediately want to pull somebody over and like freak out on somebody that's doing that crap to you. And I've seen way too many do incredibly triggering things. So the point is, I would love to see them, you know, do something about it, and I think they are. Actually, I do. I've seen them early. I've seen them out early, patrolling the roads and essentially doing the whole thing where they drive down the road with the lights on and drive the speed limit. That's what you should do. Get the rounds going. Get people used to driving the speed limit. And that's exactly right. That is a very smart way to handle that, and I appreciate the fact that they're that I've seen that's the response essentially that they've been doing. Yeah, I can't even begin to tell you how much I appreciate that. That's big. You know, that means they agree. You know, essentially that's the point. Is they're seeing it too. They're seeing it's happening to them too. You know, they're driving to the store and some jerk behind them's swerving around all over the place, and then they're turning off and waiting for them and following them into the store and threatening them, and you know, that's the point. Is they're seeing it too. So that's the point. Hope you guys get that. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for stopping in, guys.